Hello YouTube and welcome back. This is the second video in the multi-part BioBag series. Welcome back. Now this is just a recap on what has happened. It has been precisely 42 days since the very first video, or about a month. A month and a little bit. A month and 12 days about. So it's been 42 days. And this is it. This is what it looks like. So not much has changed. I definitely see a little bit of change. So as you can see right here, maybe, right there, there are pieces of plastic that's missing. So it's starting to break down, I think, like right there and there. But with the fresh water, which is the one I was pointing to, I haven't noticed a lot of change, but it does look like something's going on. Now we move to the mud, and the mud hasn't changed much. I mean, really, it hasn't changed much at all. Except for like right here, there's like a little bit of breakdown of decay. Here, let's move this down just a little bit more. Sorry. So there's been a little bit of decay on the mud one, but the only problem I've been having with the mud is it dries out, so you have to refill it with water. But if you notice, I have these holes in the top, and for the fresh water, the cap is open, and the salt water, there are holes in the top as well. What I did there was I punched holes in, or took the lid off, so the aerobic bacteria can respirate, and the anaerobic bacteria can get carbon dioxide too. So, moving on to the salt water. The salt water has done the best out of all of them in terms of breaking down. Now I'm not sure if you can see this well, but like right here, it's really started to break down, and especially right here, if you can see that looks like there's no plastic there. What has actually happened is the plastic has lost its pigment. My guess is because of the microbes in the water and the live sand. So we're gonna do two quick experiments today. One is we're gonna shine the laser through each one and the test to see how thickness has changed. If some are thinner or thicker than others. Then we're going to look at them, a sample from each one under the microscope. So let's go to this first. So, that's the base thickness we want to look at. So, a little bit of shine through. So, let's see here. Yeah, a little bit of shine through. That's our base thickness. Now let's test this one. So this one, as you can see, is very, very thin. That plastic is very, very thin. Very thin. Now, this one, from the looks of it, this thickness seems to be about the same. And for the mud, the thickness, it's about the same as well. So the mud really hasn't lost any thickness. So far it seems like the salt water is winning the race at breaking down. So stay tuned and we'll be right back to the videos for doing the samples and everything. Hello guys, welcome back again. Now this is our setup. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in my camera into this lens and run it to my computer, and I have software on my computer that can see what the microscope is seeing, and we're just going to look at it there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take samples from the control, which is the bag just laying on the desk, the control, the mud, the fresh water, and the salt water, and I'm going to film what it looks like under the microscope, and I'm going to, talk about it. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to show you the way we do this. So it works. This is how it works. So the way I take a sample is, what I do is I open one of the jars. I open one of the jars, and using this pointy knife-like thing, I just scoop it up like this. Scoop it up, and I just slice off a tiny bit. Now, it's very interesting because I've cut them. This one is harder to cut the control than any of the others because my theory is that they're breaking down, so it makes them softer and a lot more gooey, you know what I mean? See? So, yeah. Oh! Ooh, a piece of plastic just fell off there. So, that is what we do. And then, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the video from inside. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our control. This is the piece of plastic bag that has just been sitting on the table for the 42 days that we have been doing this experiment so far. What this one is designed to do is this is just designed to give us a picture of the thickness, the overall thickness of the bag, and what it looks like, just sitting out and just normally. So this really isn't meant to show us anything special. It's just meant to give us a baseline for the thickness when comparing it to the other 3 samples. So the next 3 videos, or the next 3 parts of this video, will all be together, but they will be of looking at the mud, freshwater, and saltwater under the microscope. And again, at the end, we will compare to the control. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back with the other video. Hey guys, welcome back. We are now looking at the mud under the microscope. And this one is going to be different than the other in the fact that we are going to look to see thickness again, and we're also going to see if there are any immediately observable organisms, microorganisms, living on this piece of plastic. So, as you can see, all those black dots, a lot of them are bacteria. And these bacteria, they are acting as decomposers, basically, of this biobag. And this is what I'm guessing at. I'm not 100% sure, but this is what I'm thinking. They're using the biobag as food to break it down. Because, as we know, the biobag is made out of corn products, like corn starch and stuff like that. And the bacteria, if they were bacteria, or if they are bacteria, would be actively removing the corn and other organic ingredients from the bag itself, so it basically gets broken down. So, as you can see, you may see like tiny little dots moving around throughout the plastic here, and those will probably be bacteria. Some of the bigger dots may just be water bubbles moving around, but some of them will definitely be bacteria. So, the next video will be the freshwater, and that will be to see, how that is comparing to this. As we can see, this thickness here, I mean, it doesn't really look that less thick compared to the control, but there are definitely more things on this one compared to the control. So stay tuned, and the next video will be right back with the freshwater. Hello guys, welcome back. Here we are with the freshwater. Now this sample astounded me the most. Out of the others, I didn't really see too many things moving around in here. When I looked at this one, there were some really cool things moving around. They were hard to see, but you could see them moving around. So now, like for all the others, I used water to put over it to seal it under the lens strip, the slide strip. Now for this one, the water I used to put over the bit of plastic was from the container that it was in. So this water is all genuine from the environment that the bit of plastic had been in. Maybe, I'm not sure if you can see that, but if you can see towards the rightish side of your screen, there is a little line moving around. That is a microbe. Specifically, that is a bacterium. So there were a lot of cool things like that throughout this piece of plastic, and it doesn't look like a difference much in thickness compared to the other ones, but there's definitely a difference in what we're seeing on here. It's kind of shocking. As you can see, if you look close enough, you can see little tiny circles moving around, and these circles are bacteria. They can be paramecium, and other times they can be organisms called ostracods. And these ostracods, they are like tiny little clams. So they have two shells with an opening in the middle, and the opening in the middle provides room for like claws and their feeding arms. Now, if you can see that in the middle of your screen, there is a little circle moving around there. That, I think, is a paramecium. It could be a bacteria. I'm not entirely sure. But thank you for watching this segment, and we'll be right back with the saltwater. Welcome back. We are in our last segment, saltwater. Now, here, I thought there's something really interesting. In all the others, you could definitely tell that there was some sort of material on a slide. The plastic. You could definitely tell that there was a bit of plastic or something on a slide. Here, I found that if you didn't know that you were looking at a piece of plastic, it would look just like the slide if you just put water with organisms on the slide. I found that really interesting. And this gives me an idea that maybe the pigments in the plastic are going first, and then the plastic itself will start to be broken down. Now, anyway, for the saltwater, I found that I had a lot harder of a time finding organisms that you could actually see moving around, but some of the very tiny black dots that you see, especially suspended above the plastic like there, are a bacteria. Now, a lot of the other bits is sand, because there was live sand over the plastic, but I just found this very interesting, that the plastic was so clear compared to all the others in the saltwater trial. So, other than that, I really didn't see any organisms, microbes, that I could see with the naked eye moving around on the plastic, as well as I could with the freshwater. But, yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. And make sure to look for my videos in the future. Comment, subscribe, and make sure to give us a thumbs up on this video. Also, make sure to stay watching for my next follow-up video, which should be in about another month. So, in about another 4 weeks, a month. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, live green.